Hey everyone, it's week 9 and welcome to another Project Life Process video. This week was the tail end of Mardi Gras, and also I went back to school and had to deal with reality again. So even though most of my photos are still from Mardi Gras and they're pretty bright, I just didn't feel like using tons of colors again after my really bold layout last week. So to start off this layout, I'm using this very colorful photo of a Mardi Gras float. And I'm using this new pigment ink I got. They're only like $1 on Joann.com, and this is a pretty sky blue color that I specifically got for stamping on photos. And it's a little hard to see on camera, but you can actually still read the outline letters because the color has enough contrast to show up even against a white background. So I just stamped Zulu because that's the parade that was on top of that. And I used the outline letters because I want to still be able to see most of what's in the photo. And then here I'd already picked out a frame to go on this photo that says my favorite. And I'm just going to let that dry before I do anything else with that. And here I've got some movie tickets, and I'm just gluing those out with my brand new ATG gun, which I'm still getting used to. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the stamp that says "We loved this" from, I think that's from a Hero Arts Clearly Kelly travel set. And I'm going to put that right on top of the movie tickets and add a little accent with some staples. And I love how this card turned out. And that paper clip is from an old studio calico kit. So I'm just trimming off the excess of this photo here. And then I already had tried out before I started the video these alphas on this card. And so I'm just adding those. These are an old alpha set from Basic Gray. And then I think this card is from Basic Gray as well. It's like a cut up 12 by 12 paper. So I just wrote back to reality because I really didn't have any photos from just me going and starting to study again and stuff. So I figured it'd just be easier to write about than to take a picture of my desk or something. I just stamped the date in there because there was a really great little spot to do that. And I really love how that turned out. I love the kind of fake, what is it, like accounting paper? I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I really like the way it looks. So I'm just finishing up my journaling on that card, and that side of the layout is done. Now on the other side here, I am just getting all of the cards that I had picked out ready. And I didn't really do anything that cool this week, and I still wanted to have my weekly photo, so I was like, just take a picture on the back porch and then I'll figure it out from there. And I was thinking about stamping on the background or doing other stuff, but the background was kind of dark, and then I was like, maybe I should just cut myself out and then put myself on some more pattern paper. So that's what I ended up doing here, and I actually really like how this turned out. It's very like scrapbooky in like a more like traditional sense, I think, and I really like it. And then I used a background paper from the Indigo Hills collections, kind of got paint splatters and stuff, and I think that's really fun for this particular background. And I'm still gonna do the usual date stamp with the Clearly Kelly Hero Arts label. And then I also picked out an old flare from a Kelly Perky kit, and I think it says "You Rule" or something, I don't know. Something kind of corny, but I didn't really care. I was just like, whatever, and I don't mind kind of the corny, positive stuff sometimes in my project life, because why not? So I use that red tape to stick down kind of bulkier things like that, because everything seems to stick to that stuff. I think it's pretty well known. It's called, or I forget what it's called, but it's from Ranger. So that card's done. I feel like I want to do this at some other point in my project life. Maybe not next week, but I think it'd be really fun to do another cutout, maybe on another week where everything is really boring. And I left the photo of the Mardi Gras float alone that has the guy with the feathers on it. But then at the bottom here, this is DeMarcus Cousins. He's a basketball player who was just traded to the Pelicans, so he was in the parade. And his nickname is Boogie, so I wrote that on the bottom there, so I would know who that was. And then I tried a couple different things for my my title and number card this week. And I ended up initially stamping the number and the week on to the card directly, but I didn't like how that looked, so I ended up using the scrap piece of paper that came with my traveler's notebook on, so I stamped right on top of that, and I really like the way this paper, it's the Midori paper, it like absorbs the ink really nicely, and it makes even some of the colors that are kind of light look more bold on that paper, so I think it works really well for that. And then I'm just kind of arranging it a little to figure out how I want it, and I'm using ephemera. Once again, if you watch my videos, you know where this is from. It's from the Currently collection, and it just, I used the piece that said around here and also this camera, and I'm actually making some progress on this ephemera pack. I really have used a lot of it, and I really like the way all of it ends up looking in my project life, so I'm going to definitely try to keep incorporating it into my layouts. I just trimmed it a little because the white border was a bit thick there. I think that camera is such a cute little drawing. So for my last card, I was initially going to have a page from a project I was working on for school, but that actually didn't end up getting done this week, so I had to think of something else. So I'm using this ephemera piece again from the same Currently collection, and I'm just journaling around that a little bit. I really think this house is so cute, and also it just kind of represents after Mardi Gras, everything is so calm, and how like you just are so ready for some peace and quiet around the house. And so that's what I journaled about right there. And that is the last little piece of my layout. So here it is all finished, and here is the easier view to see everything in. So thanks so much for joining me again, and I hope to see you in my next video.